I'll just put it on this computer. Okay, so advanced program. I already sent out the announcement. The month of June, the university's kind of already dictated that the month of June is going to be virtual still. Really, our only option, and I think you're all going to probably vote for it, is to try to do the month of June virtually. And in July, we all get back together and then we roll through the fall. What this is looking like, based on what I've got, let me see if I can screen share real quick. One sec. And we're going to share my screen. I'm going to share this here. Okay, can you all see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is basically what I've got set up for the month of June. And essentially Mastercams came on board. They're going to let us have access to Mastercam University. We also have all the stuff that we would normally do that we're going to work in there. So you see draw and program the tool setter project. Basically, we're going to draw and program that while you're at home. We're going to work through the virtual CAM instructor curriculum. So we'll have that as well. That will be 3D mill. So all the 3D tool pathing, 3D design, whole lot of stuff as far as that goes, we'll be doing. A couple of the custom projects that we do, kind of going to try to work those into where you can start designing them while you're at home still. And then that way, when you get here in July, we're going to spend the bulk of our time in the shop, not so much in the classroom and in the programming side. So basically what you see there, this all equates to about 100 and, let me think here, it's right at 160 hours, I think it was, or right at maybe closer to 200 hours as far as the virtual stuff goes. I understand many of you are working, so if you get here in July and you don't have all that done, that doesn't mean you're going to show up in July and you're going to get an F. It means that when you get here in July, you can get a big jump start on it. But if you got a lot of it left to go, we're going to have a lot of time in the classroom where you can work on it, get help with it, and just kind of refine all of it. So a couple of the things that is going to be nice that we haven't done in the past, and we kind of work with Mastercam, we're going to be able to do this. You will get certifications in Mastercam 2D mill, Mastercam 3D mill, and Mastercam lathe. So you'll have some certificates to kind of put in your portfolio that you wouldn't have otherwise. That usually you have to pay $250 a go when it comes to Mastercam University. So that's kind of nice. Another thing, CAM instructors came on board. So in the past, we've been using the in-house solution books. And if you recall, your first year book was the CAM instructor book for all the general CNC programming. And it turns out they make a whole lot of Mastercam curriculum as well. So that's pretty handy that they do that. Not to mention they have a lot of videos and stuff that are similar to what I've sent out throughout the course of this semester. Basically just kind of walking you through how to do different tool paths, how to do different things with the model design, how to use surfaces and solids a little differently than what we have to this point, and then how to take those and apply tool paths to them. So it's kind of the same as what we've been doing. It's going to be, it walks you through it step by step, and you just kind of have to follow along. But in the midst of that, you can see where it has draw and program the 5-axis stop. I'm going to send you a program that's a sample, but that's one of those projects that you get to be customizing on. So you get to change that a little bit and do your own thing with it. And then same thing there with the lathe parts. Once we've done the Mastercam U and the CAM instructor stuff, then we'll actually program the parts that you're going to run here on campus. So essentially what we're doing is we're getting a big head start on all of this. The summer session doesn't actually start until May 27th. But honestly, if you were to get your book, the bookstore is supposed to have that set up within the next day or two. It's all online. It's an ebook, I guess I should say. It's not actual. You don't have to order it and have it shipped to you. But if you were to go ahead and get that signed up for that, you could start on it as early as you wanted to, because it's going to be something that you can get started on right away. The timeline that you see here is just kind of where I've suggested that you try to have things done by. That way you don't get to the 20th of June and then all of a sudden you've got hours and hours and hours of Mastercam work to work through, because it'd be really tough on you. So that said, basically, like I said, we're going to try to get that online curriculum done by the end of June. And then the start date for the second summer session is June 6th, or July 6th, sorry, after the 4th of July holiday. So at that point, I need you back in Vincennes. So you see there, I set it back together and it feels so good. We're back in the shop. We're in the lab together. We're back working together. And for that month there, it's going to be all hands on deck. So if you're working right now, we'll have to figure something out because we're going to do 40 hours a week together. Just like we would if you were doing the full summer. Well, normally we do 32 hours a week. Used to be 40. We backed it off to 32, but with the situation and the time crunch we're in, we're going to do 40-hour weeks there for that week. And we can put up a vote and do either 4 10s. We can do it that way. That way you have Friday, Saturday, Sunday off, or we can go 5 days a week and do 8-hour days. I'm very flexible on whatever works best for the group as a whole. I know a lot of you are wanting to work still, so I figured 4 10s would probably be more admirable than 4 5 8s. So, but basically that's going to get us another, when we do that, sorry, I got this in the middle of your window. That's going to get us another 40 times 4, another 160 hours. Basically by the end of the actual summer section, we'll only have 158 hours left after we cover all the online curriculum, do all the projects that we're going to try to have done till at that point. And then that gets us into the fall semester, which I know T-Mac and a couple other people have reached out to me about being worried about how that fall semester was going to work, whether it was because you already had classes scheduled for the fall because you're working towards your bachelor's, or because you've got a job that you're planning on starting in the fall. If all of this wouldn't have happened. So the fall, if we do it like this and we work really hard in these 2 months that we have together in the summer virtually and then together for a month, in the fall, we could actually go just 2 days a week, 5 hours a day. So we could actually do a Tuesday, Thursday, 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. And those would be the only days you would have to be here on campus. Now that being said, Daniel and you guys from up north, you'd be here on Wednesday too. There's going to be a lot of other available lab time and stuff that we can work with you on and get you in the lab to try to get things done a little quicker. I'm going to have second year classes running at the same time. So me and Mr. Wallace were talking, I think a lot of people might be eligible for work study. So we might be able to sign you up for something like that where you can be a work study, make some money while you're here those few days. And then the other thing was, if it's going to run just like it would normally in the summer class, you're here till the last day and I'm just giving you more work and more work and more work. In this case, in this instance, what we're going to do is I'm going to give you the standard projects that everybody does every summer. And then at the end of that, if you get those done in, October, you're done. You can be done if you work hard and you get done early. We'll do it just like you do in your mold and your die class. You work your butt off so you can get out there early. If you're able to get done early, you're going to get that luxury of being able to be done early and not have to be down here for another 2 months, which translates to you being able to, get your start date moved up wherever you may be going. So that's pretty much kind of the layout. I know I talked a lot and really fast there, but I think y'all hopefully got the idea. I'm looking at trying to really push a lot in the summer because I feel like the fall, the 2-day-a-week thing will work best for a lot of you. Whether you're working, Mondays and then coming down on Tuesdays and then going back to Fridays and working, or if you're close enough by and you're working, you can work Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So, it's just going to be something that can hopefully work with everybody's schedule rather than us doing a kind of cutting down the hours in June and July and then doing a full 4-day-a-week class all spring, all fall. I don't think anybody wants to do that because if we do that, we're going to be going at the night too. So I guess that's the other part that we're trying to stay away from. The only part of the schedule that's open for us is doing it in the evenings. So we'd be going from 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock in the evenings if we did the full fall deal. So any questions or anything?
Yeah. So can we get the actual book though, or does it have to?
You can order the book directly through them. The bookstore is going to be set up with just the online codes to get the online access. But if you did want to go on there and actually get the book's like $75 a book. And there's actually 3 of them that we're going to be using. We're going to use the 3D mill, the 4-axis mill, and the 5-axis mill book. They're going to provide me with all the curriculum and everything for free for the 3D solid modeling, the Mastercam 2020 wire EDM stuff, and the lathe C and Y axis books. So they're gonna provide that all to me that I can distribute to you for free digitally. But I will tell you this, Noah. My plan is all of the online stuff basically has all the PDFs of basically what's in the book. And my plan is to get that all put into a packet and in the bookstore that you'll probably be able to buy for $10 to $15 compared to buying each individual book, which, like I said, they're $75 a piece. You can do that. Right now, the packet that they put us together with all 3 of them and the online access, it's going to cost between $125 and $150 for the full access online, and then like another $20 to $25 or so. You know, I'm kind of throwing some numbers out there. If we actually just print it here and put it together like a lab manual, so think about what a lab manual costs.
Okay.
So, and that'll be everything basically that'll be in the book. We're just going to print it on campus rather than buying it from them because it's really expensive for them to get it bound through their publisher. So, any other questions?
Yeah. So, pretty much after we get that week off, everything after that is self-paced projects, and we could like stay in the lab and get those programmed. And
like the stuff there, you can be in there. I'm gonna let you have, other than when I have my second year classes and I need the lab for them, I'm gonna let you be there and work as hard and as far ahead as you want there. You know, because we're gonna have covered most of the programming, so you're gonna have time to really buckle down and do that part. And like I said, if you're there Tuesday through Thursday, there's no reason that you're shut out of there Wednesday, because I'm only going to be in there from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Wednesdays. So it'll be opened up to you. But.
So for that month of July, has the provost announced that we're actually going back yet?
What's that? Sorry, I didn't hear you there, Rosalind.
Has the provost announced that we're actually going back for July yet for summer 2 session?
Right now, they've got it. The plan that the last announcement they made was summer session 1 online and then summer session 2 back on campus.
So I applied to be a summer RA and they like canceled all of our phone interviews the day before we were supposed to have them. So how is housing going to work? Because they don't have any RAs.
That part I don't have an answer on. Let me write a note I'll write my note to check on that tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm currently an RA. Oh, I was, I guess. And yeah, they've canceled everything.
Yeah, because like I did all my stuff for the fall RA session, and like I'm just waiting to hear back on that. But they had taken the liberty of like scheduling phone interviews for the summer RA people, and like the day before I was supposed to have my phone interview, they canceled all of them. And then the provost announced a little bit later that summer 1 was going to online.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can. I will check. I'm gonna be on campus all day tomorrow. I can check on that.
Okay.
Anything else anybody needs me to look into for them?
Financial aid. What happens if we don't go back in July? If like they cancel it or say don't, if we just go back whenever we're going back to?
Yeah, if we don't go back in July, we're gonna come back and meet again. Unfortunately, it'd probably turn into a deal where we got to figure out a way to do it all in the fall, and that would make us have to double up in the fall. Essentially, what we're doing here is trying not to make you all be in class from 6 to 10 o'clock at night, 4 days a week. Especially because I know a lot of you are already working, because that was the plan all along. You were going to go this summer and get out of there. Or you've already got schedules that are pretty busy otherwise. So
does this affect our like graduation date?
It won't affect your 2-year degree, your precision machining degree. It won't affect it at all.
Okay.
you'll still get that as a May graduation. And I think they're planning on having an August commencement. I think I heard that. I don't know if you guys know that or not. But
They haven't announced anything for us. The latest that they said was that like that they're just canceling it, and they haven't said anything about if it was postponed. It's just our commencement that was supposed to be Saturday was canceled.
yeah, okay.
That's all we've got.
Yeah. Okay, so financial aid, something else I'm gonna look into. Something I will share, any of you that are looking at doing the bachelor's program, so if you're in that position where you're already doing bachelor's classes and stuff, the foundation has like $2,500 for the VU bachelor's program, that some scholarship money that's there. And then same thing, if any of you are having trouble getting the books or the text or anything, let me know. We have, Precision Machining also has some scholarship money that we're going to look at trying to utilize. So that's something else we're looking at right now too, as we're working along here.
How do we like complete our enrollment for the summer semester? Like, is there anything we have to do to like sign up for these classes?
Yeah, I'll take the Google form and I'll enroll you in them. Basically, I'll get you in there, and then and same thing. It's just like any other time. If you between now and the 27th, you decide, hey, I don't want to do this, I don't want to mess with it. It's just a matter of letting me know, and then we gotta drop you back out of it. So, but I'll just enroll you like normal. The only thing you'll have to do is I'll get in touch with Stan Warney, who's in charge of financial aid, and I'll give him all of your A numbers, and then he'll go in and look at your financial aid and figure out what the best award method is for you if you're using financial aid. That way he can make sure that, you're not, if you've got some grant money or something that's available still, you're not going to end up stuck using all student loans. He can make sure that those get applied correctly, because the summer course is a little different, because what it actually does is it reaches into your next fiscal year, your next FAFSA, and uses that for your financial aid. So this is basically like looking at your junior year of a bachelor's degree when it comes to your FAFSA and your financial aid. So he's got to actually go in there and manually make sure that the money gets applied from the right place. So, and I've already got a note here to talk to him about that tomorrow. Any other questions?
Yeah, if we want to do that Purdue bachelor's, do we need to get a hold of you to get that, or?
No, but I can, who was that, Hunter?
Yeah.
Okay. I can get you in touch with Christy. Do you have her email?
No, I don't.
Christy Keller. Okay. I'll get her, I'll send her an email and I'll copy on it. And then she can help you with that side of scheduling and everything.
Okay.
So, okay.
So you said the books will be in the bookstore in like 2 days or so?
Yeah. Well, all the bookstore is going to get is the online vouchers right now. And then like within the next week or two, my plan is to have a print packet put together to where they can actually put together a lab manual with all the print offs of everything. Because on the online thing, it's a whole lot of PDFs. And my plan was just to go in there and print off all the PDFs, stick them in a packet, and then have them make copies of them and put them in cellophane, and you can throw them in a 3-ring binder just like a regular lab manual. So, but they will have the online access codes available. Any other questions? Mr. Sipes, you got any questions?
No, not here.
All right. Hey, did everybody got this wrote down where I can kill this screen share?
Are you guys going to co-teach the course? Or?
Well, Mr. Sipes is going to have to help me a little bit probably. Well, it looks like Mr. Stevens is in there too. Man, he's pretty tonight.
I sure am.
Yeah, we'll teach. There'll be a little bit of that going back and forth. We'll just have to play that by ear yet. We haven't actually all three sat down and talked about it. So we'll have to figure out what's going to happen there and who's going to be there when. So, but, all right. What else? What am I forgetting? Anything? So I got to get the lab manuals printed off and ready and over to the bookstore so they can have copies ready to mail out. I need to get with Christy at Purdue to talk to Hunter. I got financial aid wrote down. I got housing wrote down. Anybody else have any other questions?
Yeah. What's the deal with our CNC final exam?
The CNC final exam?
Yeah, like, is there anything we need to study, or what is it?
GNM codes, general CNC questions. That's all it is.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you can pass the rigorous at-home GNM code test and general CNC final.
I don't know, I might fail it.
Yeah. I've been seeing 50 out of, or 25 out of 25s from people I've never seen better than 50% out of before.
They're really studying.
The quarantine's got us smarter.
That's right.
I go and get points wrong sometimes.
So, but anyhow, is everybody in here okay with this kind of plan going forward? I mean, I think
that's perfect, I think.
I just truthfully think it's the best option we've got with what the hand we've been dealt. And I know 100%, I know none of you signed up for this program with this in thought. None of us did. We were all extremely excited because back after the first of the year there, when we did our first kind of roundup to count heads, we had enough people to run 2 sections and make this kind of one of the busiest summers yet. And then plans changed. So
How many people's doing it now? Do you know?
I think I have 15. I had 16, but Noah submitted his name twice, so I had to take one of them off there.
I don't think I've submitted my Google form.
I don't have Rosalind. I think I've got everybody else in here. I think I've got. Do I?
Not
I
me.
haven't turned in a single thing yet.
Okay, so yeah, I've got.
That is not surprising, Dan.
That goes for all my classes, actually.
Yeah. Dan, turn your head to the side. You got a little something hang off the back there. Gosh.
Oh, that
I heard
hair
Leonard
flip.
Skinner when he
Oh,
did that.
That's majestic.
But anyhow, I'll probably try to get another one of these set up next week. And I'd like to maybe try to bring Mr. Lucas in. He is submitting his paperwork for retirement this week. So I'd like y'all to get, I'm sure he'll come visit us at some point next year, but it'd be nice if we can all let y'all come in and say bye to him and give him a send off, even though it's virtual.
Better than nothing.
Yeah.
Yep. True.
So, okay. So, I'm going to move forward with the notes I have here. I'm going to check on housing tomorrow. I'm going to hold a stand for financial aid. If you guys are in, please get on and do the Google form. And that way, when I send the A numbers to Stans, he has your A number. I'll wait until tomorrow's Thursday. So I'll wait until the end of the day on Friday to send him the A numbers. That way he can be working on it first of the week. And that way by like midweek, we have some information back from him already. He's pretty good about getting it turned around pretty quick. So, and then Hunter, I'll talk to Christy for you. The lab manuals, I'll print those off tomorrow and start printing off all the material. That way they can go ahead and get those ready. And toolboxes, make sure I guess that's something else when you come in July. Toolboxes will come back with you. They move into the CNC lab, but you'll need them. So kind of keep that in mind. That's something that we've got a couple months yet to really iron out, but just kind of keep that in mind.
Just the stuff we had for manual work.
Yeah, and you can. You're actually allowed if you went and got a roll around since we got out of school. You're allowed to bring the roll around for the summer class. So you can bring that and you can park them between the CNCs. So, and then you're going to see a lot of other stuff happening in the tech building here over the next few months. Down the hallway and in our areas and stuff, they're starting to do some construction down where architecture is moving to the construction building. So Another big construction project's going to be happening within our midst. All right. Anybody got
Did
any other
they fix
questions?
Harrison Hall?
What's that?
Did they fix Harrison Hall? The roof came off of it, didn't it?
Yeah, it tore the roof completely off of it. I'm not sure yet if they're going to fix it or not. A couple of the maintenance guys told me it was a complete tear down after they saw it.
Oh my god.
It took out my old room.
Yeah, it took out. I mean, that's like I said, one of the silver linings. It did. It took the entire roof off like a sardine can, air conditioners and all. It was pretty crazy. And all we had was a basketball goal get blown over at my house. So it was selective, I guess. Well, no, we had a tree blown down in the backyard too. I shouldn't say that. We did have to.
So you said the final is due on Friday. Is that also with the presentation too?
Yeah. Well, the presentation, all that stuff's due by this Friday.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
The presentation, everything that's the regular semester stuff needs to be done by this Friday and turned in, so that way I can get it graded through finals week.
All right.
But the final will turn on, the G&M code and the multiple choice final will turn on Monday next week at 8 a.m. and it'll be on till noon on Friday. So
All right.
have the whole week to get on there and get those two things done. So, all right. Any other questions? Everybody good? All right, guys. Hey, I'm gonna get back to it. My wife's been dying to clean this window behind me, so I gotta get out of her way.
See everybody.
Might have got a dirty look for that.
See you guys.
All right. Have a good one. It's good to see y'all.
Later.